And Scott Miller here on PohighSports.com, and I'm pleased to be joined by the newly named head coach of the Ponca City football team, Scott Harmon. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate it. It was a fun-filled evening. I got to meet a lot of the kids and some parents, so just kind of jumping in with both feet, trying to get some things done.
Absolutely, and tonight we were here at the meet and greet. The fans came out, the band performed, everything, and just how exciting has this process been overall, coming and really meeting the community so far?
It's been very, very rewarding for me, especially since Dad was here, and I, it was one of those things when I applied for the job, I was really interested, and I didn't know if I could get it, but the more I got into the community and got the support and got to see some of my old friends and some of my old coaches, it's just been really exciting to come back, and it's been real rewarding because everybody's been so positive about it, and of course you throw in the facilities that we're building right now, everybody's really excited about where we're headed.
Yeah, you mentioned that your dad actually was a coach here. It was 84, 85, and was that part of the process of when this job opened up? Was that really something that you looked at? I mean, kind of following your dad, but also, getting back into coaching. What was it basically about this job that really got you excited?
Well, to be honest with you, the administration and the board putting such a good what I call football job together. It was a great football package. I'll be honest with you, I was the principal of 2 buildings, and I came here and my package is a little bit better. They've kind of given me full reign of the football program. I'm director of football operations, and they've just really been helpful and supportive in everything I've been asking. So we just want to do our due diligence and make sure we're kind of crossing all our T's and dotting all our I's before we get started in the spring. So we're still in kind of some early initial stages, but it's been very exciting for me.
Your resume, when they're running down everything, I mean, it speaks for itself. 2 state championships, several runners-up. I mean, 13 out of 15 seasons in the playoffs. And, obviously Ponca City has struggled some recently with the football program not being in the playoffs since 2005. But just tell us, you mentioned changing the culture. Mm-hmm. Tell us the process of that.
Changing the culture is you come in and you got to hire good people is the first thing, and we're gonna keep the people on staff that we can, and then I'm gonna bring in a couple of my own guys hopefully as well, and so I think we've kind of got that close to where we need to be. We're not completely finished, but we're getting close. And then what we'll do is we'll jump in and we'll start working with those kids and start developing a work ethic and a kind of a trust factor that we all buy into. And then they'll see the work we're putting into it. Mm-hmm. And the kids, the kids these days, they want discipline. They seek it, they need it, and so we're a lot of the time we're that source for them of discipline outside the home. So we're just excited about that opportunity. And then, like I say, when we get to spring ball and kind of start doing some real football things, I think people will be surprised at how quickly you can turn around the culture. Because I've done it before, I've seen my dad do it before, and it's just a step-by-step process where you just kind of have to get in and roll your sleeves up and go to work.
I could sit here and talk football with you all day, the X's and O's, your playing career at Oklahoma State, all of that, but we'll save that for later down the line. I'm sure we'll talk a lot more, but I do want to ask you about one of the first things that we kind of found out about, that you came in here and looked at the weight room and kind of talked about changing the weight room and bringing on a strength and conditioning coach also. I mean, just kind of tell us that process. That's got to go into changing the culture a little bit too.
Right, and that was part of the package that when I was hired on here, they committed to that. The facilities are going to be second to none. I mean, to be honest with you, we may have the best 6A2 facilities in the state when this is all said and done. So I feel like the kids have got a good base. When we make a hire, we're interviewing, I believe, at the end of this week with the new strength and conditioning coordinator. And what I want to do with them is just turn it over to those guys and let them get those kids where when I get them in the football field, they're in shape, ready to go, flexible. And so that's just one less thing we have to do as football coaches. We've got a guy that's his field of expertise, so we won't let him run with that.
Well, now you got the kind of the hard process. Now it's just rolling and waiting until football season. How excited just are you for the football season and to get back into coaching?
It's my bread and butter. You know, my dad told me a long time ago if I was going to get into education, you had to get into administration to make any money, and that's not really the case anymore. You know what I mean? So any time that I can kind of do what I do well, and that's football's my forte, and kind of make a career of it, it was an easy move for me. And then to be able to do it here where Dad enjoyed some success and where I went to junior high, and I have a lot of respect for people like Dan McGregor and Jim Reese, my junior high coaches that really worked with me when we were here and kind of started my career off in a really positive note. So I want to be able to do that for the kids at Ponca City and show them and kind of just pay it back, pay it forward, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, we're certainly excited, and just from hearing you speak, I think we're ready for the football season also. But Coach, we really appreciate you joining us.
I appreciate you guys. Nice to meet you too, Scott.
And that was Scott Harmon here on PohighSports.com.